Hello, guys, and welcome back to the new Buzzwick Podcast. Today we got Simon and
Tyler.
hey, Tyler, how's it going?
It's going good, I'm a little tired. I'm gonna be real. But I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yeah. So some exciting news in New Brunswick this week. Yellow phase. What does this mean? Well, we can hang out with close family and friends now, so that's a plus.
Yeah,
Uh,
and next week they are proposing groups of 50 people. If social distancing
mhm.
happening, then you can hang out with up to 50 people. So basically, back to normal on that part, except for the social distancing part. But you can still get out with a ton of people, like weddings and stuff. Have weddings.
Yeah, I mean, obviously people are still gonna practice like social distancing and stuff, but like when they're hanging out and that, but like it's a little bit easier now because the government's allowing this yellow phase, and will stay like this until like obviously we have a vaccine that's widely available, and like that would be the best option, or it'll change if there's a dramatic increase in cases. So,
Yeah,
which would then go back into like orange phase and like I think it was red phase when we were all in like lockdown or whatever.
yeah,
But the province is still keeping the borders closed, except for PEI, because all the other provinces around us have active cases, but except for PEI. So you're allowed to go to PEI, but I think you
yeah.
have to quarantine after returning. So yeah, not really worth it right now.
Well, the thing is, I've heard PEI is considering reopening to everyone. So the
Hmm.
way that they'd have to get through would be through New Brunswick, and people aren't gonna like that. Even I'm pretty sure that's the case, and they're gonna need like the province's permission to do that. And I don't think New Brunswick's gonna let them. So we're gonna have to see how they get there because PEI is all the summer homes and all the cottages and stuff. So
Well, so there's two ways to get to PEI. You can
yeah,
go
there's ferry.
from Confederation Bridge, which is from New Brunswick, or from the ferry in Nova Scotia. So that
Here's
really
the thing,
limits it to
though.
those two provinces.
If they come from Nova Scotia, they can get to New Brunswick through the Confederation Bridge instead of going through the by
Mm,
Amherst and Sackville.
yeah, but I think there's still like a checkpoint.
I don't know who would want to do that though.
Yeah, I mean, why would you want to come here? So yeah, so right now we have 121 cases, and there's one active case in northern New
Yeah,
Brunswick. It was at a daycare, I think.
yeah.
So
They were under. They were a kid. They're under
mhm,
19. I know that, but
yeah,
not much.
yeah. So it was at a daycare, and there's a daycare shut down in northern New Brunswick. Although other daycares are open, but they're limited to like 15 people in a room, and like you have to get your temperature taken and stuff at the door, and that's like appointments. You can make appointments and stuff, but like they take your temperature at the door, and you they ask you questions, and you have to sign like a waiver of liability saying that the practice isn't liable if you get coronavirus. So
Yeah.
now on to some school stuff. So the teachers are going to go back to school on June 1st for like what, like 3 weeks, a month maybe. I guess
June
because
1st. That is very soon.
that is not next
Sooner
week, but
than
the
you
week
think.
after. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like 2 weeks. So our classes end on June 12th, which would have been the last day of exams. But so I guess because they're paying for the building and stuff, they want the teachers in the building. But I guess that means the teachers are like confined to their room, like their classroom, to do the work. So that's going to be kind of weird and awkward, I think.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we won't return to school until there's a vaccine. So right now they're looking at September
Well,
maybe, but
I'm
who
thinking, yeah,
knows?
September. I don't know if there's going to be a vaccine by then, but I think there will be no cases in the province here, judging how we've gone so far. So I think we'll be
Mm.
back by September. And if anything happens, like we get another case, I think we go back to this format of online.
I mean,
I
I
think
wouldn't
that's
mind
what will
it.
happen.
The only thing I miss is like there's a couple teachers I really like interacting with and stuff like that, so that's a little bit harder, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, it should be fun. And definitely if we do continue online, I'm gonna have to put a couple dollars in and get a really good setup going here for
Yeah.
like a workstation or
Get a
something.
gaming computer. Gaming computer.
Yeah. And get an upgraded computer and a better desk and chairs and stuff like that. And a couple monitors or
Yeah.
something like that. But that all comes in stride. As right now, there's not very many jobs available. But
I mean, you're working. You're doing something.
yeah, I got a little bit, but we're still looking, Tyler.
Yeah.
Anyways,
All right. So some exciting news I wanted to talk about was, but Civ 6 is a
hmm
great game, and it's free on Epic Games right now.
Hmm.
Last week, and now I forgot to mention GTA was free last week. I was going to say it, but
how is GTA 5 just like free from now on, or is it just like a 1
I'm
week
pretty
thing?
sure the promotion ended. It was a
Mhm.
1 week thing until this new game.
Okay.
So,
Is,
but yeah,
when
it's
is GTA 6 out? No,
is what?
GTA 6. That's coming out soon, isn't it?
There's been no confirmation, but most
Yeah.
likely in the next few years it will be coming out.
Okay. So there's not very much sports news, but there is quite a bit of news from NHL. So
It's a lot to soak in.
yeah,
Take in, whatever.
yeah.
English.
So 2014 playoff format is very likely. In fact, it's so likely that the Players Association approved of the 2014 layout. So that's a good
Yeah, I don't
step in the
know.
right direction.
I mean, I think it's a bit weird that teams without buys would have to get through 5 rounds of playoffs. Like that's what would
Well,
have to happen.
the way they're doing that first, like the first round doesn't start until like when they get to the 16 team like format. The first round, I guess, where like teams without buys are playing each other is to like um, figure out like seeding or something like that. I think so. I
Yeah,
mean, it
but
makes sense
I don't.
because there's some points and like some tight, races in between some teams at this point in the year where the 10 games left would make a difference between
Yeah,
being a wild card team or not. So I guess this just eliminates that factor by extending it by what, like another 8 teams.
geez,
So,
yeah, extends it all right.
but it should make for some good matchups.
Yeah,
The
this
way,
picture here is it's from Sportsnet. If you didn't know, it's in
yes,
the bottom right.
I got some. I'm gonna insert some pictures here, but yeah. So there is a chance that Toronto won't have to play Boston if they get past Columbus, and they
Yeah,
won't have to
because
play Boston in the first round.
God, because the 4 teams with buys, they're gonna play for
In the
seeding
East,
most likely,
yeah.
and in the West too.
Well, and in the West, yeah.
Yeah, both conferences are gonna play for seeding. So what
Mhm.
you see there might not be the matchups because
Yeah. So
depending on the results of them when during the play-in round, that's when they're going to be doing the games. So then it'll be ready for the first round.
and the play-in round, and I think the seeding for you know the top 4 teams are going to be they're going to be five game best of 5.
For the play-in
So
round?
yeah, they're planning on best of 5 for
Yeah,
the play-in round
yeah,
and the
that's what I've
seeding,
heard
and then they'll
too.
move to best of 7.
Yeah. So what do you think? Like, does Montreal and Chicago do they deserve these spots?
I mean, the thing is with Montreal is like Max Domi, where he's diabetic. I saw a video, and it's like, does he play because he's a high risk, person for COVID? So depending on their lineup, yeah. I mean, Carey Price is both their franchise best and worst goaltender based on wins and losses. But I
I
mean,
mean, but you can take that with a grain of salt considering how much games he's played.
yeah, he has to play a lot of games for them.
He's a
So
real,
yeah. So I
and
don't
I
know.
know Yeah, I know several Penguins fans who are a bit nervous due to the thought of a healthy playoff Carey Price. So, we'll have to see how that series goes. But
Yeah, but the Penguins got a good team out front too, eh? So
yeah, they have a very good team. They have the outstanding
even their
goalie
goalie,
options of
yeah.
Matt Murray and Tristan Jarry, who both
Mm-hmm.
perform really well. Tristan Jarry was amazing.
Yeah. So obviously, in the East, so 4 teams playing for top seed would be Philadelphia, Washington, Tampa Bay, and Boston. Which obviously Boston's just absolutely knocking the socks off the rest of the league this year, points wise.
Yeah.
And in the West,
well, I mean, the thing is with Boston, a lot of their losses, they've lost a lot of games in overtime. That's the thing you don't realize. They get a lot of points from overtime losses.
Yeah.
So even if they don't win, they're always close games with the teams. So they're definitely a scary team this year.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, like in the same position that Tampa was was it last year? Yeah, when they were first seed and like absolutely dominating the league.
I mean, who knows if Columbus beats the Leafs in the play-in round, they have to play Boston. They'll probably sweep them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they swept Tampa Bay last year, so who knows?
I feel like Columbus is definitely like an underrated team because once they get into playoff hockey, they're so good. They're a really good
But
team.
here's
in
the thing: you don't
playoffs.
realize Columbus lost Artemi Panarin from last year and Bobrovsky.
True.
They don't have those two assets.
Artemi Panarin's engaged now. Breadman's engaged.
Good news for him. I mean,
I know.
he'd be playing Carolina here, and what appears this might not be the real. This might not be the confirmed one, but this is just the proposed one as of now. So things might get switched up a bit. Just so you know.
I think this is a very good lineup, though. There's a lot of good like rivalries and potential rivalries like throughout, and it should be really good hockey considering it's playoff hockey and all the players should be healthy.
Yeah.
And in this format, all Canadian teams except for Ottawa gets in, so that's awesome for Canada.
And the thing is, all 3 California teams are not in the playoffs as well.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that. San Jose, what happened to them? They tanked this year?
Really, what did happen to San Jose?
They had a really
this
good
year
team
would probably be
last
the
year.
easiest to make the playoffs considering what's going on. And look at them.
Yeah.
Anyways,
the Kings are not, and Anaheim Ducks. Wow, they must have really tanked this year.
I mean,
I never noticed that.
Kings didn't do well last year, so I didn't expect them to do much. But I mean, the Ducks and the Sharks, they really fell off a cliff.
The Sharks are like usually like a mid-level, like middle of the pack team, and they usually do pretty well in the playoffs. Like usually they make second round, at least in the past couple of years. But man, what seed are they in the league?
Who?
The Sharks.
I think they're. I don't know. I don't really know. If I'm going to be honest. They're not 20. They're not 24th and above, so that limits you there.
Yeah, it really does. So in the West, St. Louis, Colorado, Vegas, and Dallas would get a bye. And I'm actually surprised that Dallas is 4th.
They didn't start the season off very well at all. They had a very bad, or very rough and a rocky start to the season. But they turned things around, and I guess there they are with the bye.
Yeah,
and Vegas too. I mean, Vegas.
Vegas has just been a powerhouse of the team the past 4 years.
The Pacific was very, very close, and what's going on in the league?
Well, Dallas got Jamie Benn and they got Miro Heiskanen, and so they're very good players defensively. So, yeah.
Yeah, they're a very defensive team, but they also got those good scoring assets. Ben Bishop in net and Anton Khudobin that backs him up. They're really good team.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like obviously St. Louis, the current reigning champ.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how quickly they turned around their season last year, going
Mhm.
from worst in the league to Stanley Cup champions, and now they're blowing by the competition in the Western Conference. They're the top team in the West.
Yeah, definitely. And then obviously Colorado, they have, they have Mikko Rantanen and McKinnon and Cale Makar. So, very, very stout team there. And,
Yeah.
they've decided that Las Vegas will host the finals I assume it's at the T-Mobile Arena. So that's going to be the location for the final
I didn't
series.
hear about that. That's interesting.
Yeah, I just saw it this morning on my Facebook.
All right.
So yeah, that's everything for NHL.
Well, yeah. I mean, I just like to add one more thing. I'm surprised Philadelphia is the 4th seed in the East.
I mean,
Doing
yeah, I
that well.
also thought that.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So in the MLB, they're still negotiating on the start of the season. That format that I told you about a few weeks ago started playing on July 1st, and spring training part 2 would happen in June. That's still looking like it's happening. I mean, that hasn't been denied yet by the association. But the thing is, the revenue split that the owners are considering would take a huge cut to the players' revenue, and most of them don't want that, and the union is furious.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out. It'll probably be later than that, because who knows when those guys are going to agree to terms, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean...
So, yeah.
A pay cut is definitely a hard hit. But, I mean, at the amount that they're getting paid, like, for one season, they're going to get a pay cut. Like, is it really going to make that big of a difference to them? But we'll see.
And the interesting thing, players, this will count as their contracts.
Oh,
so, I mean, players with... you might have heard about this trade. It was a fairly big trade with, Mookie Betts, when he got traded to the Dodgers. He's on his last year of his contract, of his arbitration, before he goes into free agency. So this year, it basically could mean the Dodgers just gave up stuff for nothing, unless they re-sign Mookie Betts in free agency, if there is not a season this year.
Yeah, I mean, like...
Interesting. I didn't really consider that until... So.
Yeah, like, with the way contracts work, it's like a sum of money over X number of years, so... I mean, they could definitely, like, get a pay cut now, and then later, when the league's more prosperous, they could get that money back. But we'll see how that rolls.
Yeah. I think, meme time?
No, I definitely think it's meme time. We've been talking for quite a while on sports, even though there's not much this week. Anyways, so memes this week. So
first one we got
the
Muscle Man. What?
This is a newer meme.
I mean,
so this is definitely a newer meme that only lasted like a few days. I saw it a few weeks ago, and it made its rounds like for a day or two, but it didn't stick around long.
It didn't become a format. Like, people didn't take the format of it.
Yeah, I mean, it is on... I have seen it on, like, meme editors and stuff, but really this original Give Me Your Skin, George meme is about the only thing I saw of it, pretty much. I mean, there's a couple other ones, but it's not really... At first it was funny, but now it's kind of died off for me. What do you think?
Yeah. I think it's pretty funny. I mean, this is clearly taken from some textbook. And
definitely looks like early 2000s textbook quality.
It looks like you'd see they found it in school, right? So you know what? I give it a 7 out of 10. I like it.
Probably barely scratches a 6 for me, but
okay.
Yeah, at first it was all right, but this next one it kind of hits home. Not really hits home, but like it's a really funny one for me, and it's Where does it hurt? So, this one in particular is talking about school. Basically, it just something that, basically like a headache and then a stomach ache, and then like you say something else that hurts like everywhere. So, I like this one a lot. It's very relatable and it gets a lot of laughs from me. It's definitely hasn't been used recently, but it's pretty good.
I don't really like this one that much. I think it's very basic.
Mm.
And
See,
I don't know.
I like the more basic ones personally, but it's totally up to you. It
Yeah.
definitely gets like maybe a 7 for me.
I don't think it's very original. I'll give it a 4.
6 maybe for me, yeah. Now that you say it's not very original. 6 maybe.
All right. Yeah. Now what? Scientist Patrick meme, I guess. So you have on there next?
Yes, I do. So, this one's also very relatable, but it's an older format for sure.
I like it.
I like it too, especially this one about homework.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, probably like 6.5, 7.
I can give it around the same. I like it. I think it's funny.
It's very. It
goes
definitely
to-
hasn't been used recently though.
No, I haven't seen it much.
But this next one,
I sometimes wonder how you pull these formats out of the void, Simon. I sometimes wonder how you find them.
and Tyler, it's all about what the memories, These are all older formats, but they're all like very funny at the time. Like, I don't know, they're very good. This one has been around a while, and it's still getting used a lot though. This next one, and it's the expanding brain meme format, and like, literally, like, some of the things I see with the expanding brain is like so funny and relatable. It's insane. Anyways, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty cool, but it's gone to the point where a lot of them are repetitive, but I think it's pretty good. So, in that remark, I give it like 6.5, 7, just like the last one. I think it's around that level.
It's not really overused, but it's definitely approaching that point. So probably about a 7 for me too.
I mean, when it was in its glory days, it was a lot. It was used a lot.
Yeah, it was, and there was a lot of good ones.
I saw it a lot. Yeah, there was a lot of good ones.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's definitely like a little bit older, but it's definitely still a pretty good meme.
Yeah.
And tell me about the last one, Tyler.
Well, the last one, I guess you have it as roll safe. I'm not really sure if I didn't know that's what it was called, but
I guess that's what it's called. I'm not. Anyways.
Well, it's basically the guy, and he's pointing to his head. He's just thinking, he's like, well, can't lose if you don't play. So, I mean, technically he's right. I mean, he's not wrong. He's just thinking about it critically. It's just like, I don't know. I like that. I like that one. And then they added
also
it in Fortnite, I'm pretty sure.
The video version of that, where he's actually like tapping his head.
Yeah.
And then they overlay that with text. I think that one's a little bit better though.
Yeah, that one's better than just the still frame.
Yeah, you definitely have to know about the video to understand the still frame one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, I liked it.
Honestly, 7.5, maybe something like that.
I'll give it a 6. I think I'll give it a 6.
Yeah, I mean, I like this one. There's been some
decent.
good ones, but it's not used very often anymore, so definitely lower on the list of it being used. And that leads us right into our songs this week, Tyler. And this week I decided...
your songs this week.
True.
Yes, sir.
I decided to pick some bangers this week. So this is going to be mostly summertime bangers, part 1. Because obviously,
Good summer music.
Yeah,
I mean, it
some
was
good
very,
vibes.
very, very warm yesterday. Did you out enjoy that weather?
It was 30 degrees yesterday, Tyler, on my deck.
It was crazy.
It was. It said 26 on the weather network. No, it was 30 degrees according to my weather thing in
It
my
felt like
on my
it felt
deck.
like Florida.
I mean, I've never been to Florida, but yeah,
Man,
it definitely wasn't as hot as Washington in July, though. Washington in July is really humid and muggy, and it's like 45, 50 degrees there. I'm not even kidding you. But
yeah. I mean, in the states, everything's warmer usually, unless you're in Alaska.
or
We don't
like
talk about that.
yeah, okay. So the first one is a song that you actually introduced to me, and
I
I
did.
think it was Pre-Cap 11.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I remember.
it's Miss Jackson by Outkast, and this is just a banger. It's a good sing-along song.
I remember when I introduced it to you. You couldn't stop listening to it.
I couldn't.
You're talking how you're gonna play it in your car and everything.
We did listen to it in the car though before quarantine, so
Yep.
and so in that regard, it's definitely a banger. Like, not gonna
For
lie.
sure.
And I recommend literally anything by the like. Their Outkast is pretty good. Their song, what is their song called? What is that song called? The big
Hey,
one that
yeah.
it. Hey, yeah, yeah. I'm actually like 2 days older than that song, so get wrecked.
Dang.
Yeah, it was released 2 days after I was born, so that's sick.
Well, now everybody knows your birthday.
Yeah.
Well, if we ever get anybody else on this thing, we'll be sure to sing you happy birthday.
Yeah, oh yeah, remember when we had that birthday party in Minecraft? That was fun. In my house.
I do remember that.
Do remember that. Yeah, and then those
I
people
brought
stole
I brought Simon a diamond, guys. That's how nice I am.
yeah, my first diamond.
And we all took off our clothes.
Well, your armor. Yeah. And then somebody decided to steal the armor afterwards, so that's fun. So this next one has summer in its name, and it's about partying. It's All Summer Long by Kid Rock. This song, I don't know, I've known this song for years. It's a little overplayed, but like, it's still a really good feel-good song. And, yeah, it just puts me in that summertime mood, you know? Have you listened to this one, Tyler?
I mean, I can't say I know it off the top of my head, but I might have listened to it.
It's definitely like an early 2000s song, or
The
mid
name doesn't
2000s.
ring a bell for me, so I'm gonna listen to it and I'll see if I know it. Okay, give me a second here. You can
Okay.
keep talking, but I'll just listen to it.
Okay, yeah, so Kid Rock from Michigan, you know, Eminem, Kid Rock, yeah, from Michigan. So this song, I don't know, it's got that, like, southern rock vibe, like, similar to Sweet Home Alabama, but, like, it's just a good summertime song, you know, he sings about, summertime vibes and partying
Okay,
and hanging out.
yeah, I do know this song. I thought it was this song.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do like this one.
yeah, it's a
I
very
like
good
this one.
song. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're kicking it back old school here for this next song. It's not really that old school actually. It's Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears. Now Tyler, I believe you do know this one. I don't know, it's not, I don't know, it's just
I
a
do know
banger
this
of a
one.
song, yeah.
Yeah,
It's got a good beat
I'm
to it,
surprised
good
I
pace.
actually know that you put on here for once.
Well, yeah, I was trying to go with the songs that we kind of vibe with a lot. And Tears for Fears is, I don't know, it's 80s pop, I think. 80s pop rock. But it's a good song. I don't know what else to say. It's just a banger, sing along. But
Yeah, it's a good song.
this next one's a real big banger from, what is it, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago maybe? It's Go Flex by Post Malone. Now, Post
It's
Malone
actually
was
4 years ago.
4 years ago. Man,
2016. I just searched it up, man. I'm trying to listen to it, see if I know this one.
it's definitely like a slower beat song, but it's like a cruiser, you know, summertime cruiser, windows down. You're just rolling.
I don't know this one off the top of my head. And I just listened to a few seconds of it. I don't actually know this one, but I do love Post Malone.
Yeah, Post was on our list on my list last week. He's a very good artist.
Yeah.
He's a young artist too. Yeah, I think he's only 25 or something like that. Producing absolute hits. Yeah, so Go Flex by Post Malone. Definitely not one of his more upbeat songs, but it's just kind of a chill song to listen to. And pace-wise, it's the exact opposite of this next song. It's Young Blood by 5 Seconds of Summer. I think this is 2 years old, maybe a year old.
Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah, it's a very good song, don't you think?
Yeah, I do. I think I can jam to this one. I can vibe to this song.
Can you see how it's a summertime vibe here, Tyler?
I mean, I get it, man. I'd listen to these ones out on the beach, or going for a swim, sitting out on the back deck. I'd put all these on.
Going for a cruise.
Oh yeah.
Definitely, like I picture summertime as like going for a cruise and stuff like that. So
yeah,
enjoying the sun, seeing all the different places, because it's very beautiful. Just to go for a drive around here, I find, and just put songs like this on.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's why I picked 5 Seconds of Summer this week. And I mean, I just really like this song too. It's just a very good song. So yeah, that's this week's songs. It's Summertime Bangers Part 1. So sometime in the future, I feel like, especially getting into these warmer weather warmer weather months, definitely there will be a Part 2 and etc. So yeah, Tyler, I'm going to give you the floor now to talk about your shows.
All right.
Unless you have anything else to add about the music.
No, I think they're very good selections, and I'd vibe to all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So
starting off,
I'll turn the floor over to you now to talk about your shows, Tyler.
Yeah. Okay. So this show, Money Heist, it's in Spanish. That's the only thing. But there's English dubs over it, right? And subtitles.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard it's a very good show. And after I'm going to be done watching The Last Dance, I'm going to put this one on.
Yeah, I started watching The Last Dance for like the first 10 minutes. But yeah, I definitely got to start watching The Last Dance. I know you mentioned it, and it's a good sports movie. But yeah, The Money Heist is also on my list to watch. I think my dad's watched it too, so.
Yeah, it's going to be my next show.
Yeah. So, Tyler, what's your next show here on our list?
Well, the next show, I haven't watched it personally. Again, another one I haven't watched, but it
looks like a good show.
A crime drama. So, I mean, I've heard it's pretty good.
I think it's on my list too, and maybe it's popped up on my Netflix. I know that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it sounds very interesting from what I'm reading about it. So it's got 3 seasons.
Yeah, I did see that when I was looking it up here.
Yeah. So, and I heard there's a season 4 on the way. I think.
Yeah, I did see that.
So, I mean, I definitely like to get caught up, and then hopefully, if I enjoy the show, I'd be ready for season 4.
Yeah, definitely. So this next one's a banger of a show, Tyler.
I know it got you into the Avengers. It's Avengers: Infinity War. I mean, fantastic movie. I mean, it's one of those ones where it doesn't always end up well for the good guys, and it's kind of interesting. It certainly shocked everybody when that ending happened. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I might have just spoiled something there. But I mean, it's really good. And after Infinity War, you could probably sneak in an Endgame. Very long movies. They're both very long movies, so be prepared to get a lot of popcorn and everything.
I mean, that's funny because remember we didn't get popcorn when we watched the movie, the Endgame. I remember that. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I watched Infinity War at home, but watching Endgame in theaters in that they got that special theater there for
Yeah.
big premieres. It was an experience. And it was a very good
Yeah, I
movie, and
remember. I'll probably talk about Endgame next week more in depth. That'll be on next week. So
definitely.
yeah. But I
So
mean, Infinity War was really good, so I recommend it highly.
yeah, definitely. What about the next one? I haven't heard of until
It's
you put it on our list.
yeah, it's actually not on Netflix. It's
hmm
called Bad Times at the El Royale, and I watched it in theaters, and I thought it was very good. I mean, it's all right. It's an all right movie. It's rated like 70% or something like that on Rotten Tomatoes,
hmm
but it's. I think it was pretty cool. Like yeah. So I mean, it's not the worst film, but I think I like it. It's set in the '60s, I'm pretty sure,
hmm
and it's about a hotel that crosses the lines of California and Nevada. Like it's an actual real hotel it's based on, but not
hmm
necessarily uh, said that. But um, it's certainly got a nice backstory into it. Some like lore, some stuff about JFK, maybe. They
hmm
don't know. Like at the end, it kind of leaves you on a little thing, a little cliffhanger about. And I think it was really interesting to see, to watch this one. It kind of takes you through the perspectives of all the main characters in the film and shows you what they're seeing. And it's a good movie, and I recommend it.
Yeah, definitely. It sounds like fun.
Yeah.
So this last one I've seen, it's a few years old now, but please
Yeah, I mean,
elaborate.
when it first came out, it was a big hit, Bird Box. So, I mean,
hmm
it's a horror film, right? And I think it was very cool. It's sort of like that A Silent Place.
hmm
That, that it's
Oh
sort of
yeah.
like a counterpart to that, really. I mean,
Um.
you can't make a noise in that other one, and this one you can't see unless you're you
Yeah.
know.
So it definitely plays with the senses.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good movie, and see,
hmm
I mean, well,
I mean, it did spark that one challenge that was very controversial
not,
and dangerous.
and a lot of Netflix movies they aren't that well, so I thought it was pretty good.
For a Netflix film, yeah, this was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of them have a bad reputation, but which is why this one isn't rated too high. A lot of the
hmm
people thought that, but I mean, it's good.
Yeah, it is very good. I mean, so that's this. Yeah, that's it for this week, I guess. Unless you got anything else to add,
Yeah.
Tyler.
No, I think we're good. I mean, it's good to have a bit of a shorter episode. I mean, not really shorter. It's at like 40 minutes now. I'd
hmm Yeah.
and yeah, but shorter than the hour 5 minutes we get in the other previous three. So I'm
Yeah.
glad.
Yeah. Definitely not as much sports news
This
this
would be
week,
a
but
quicker edit for you, huh?
yeah, it will be. But I enjoy editing them. They're a little bit stressful, but not too bad.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just want to thank everybody for listening and tuning in, and check out our socials in the description. Join the Discord. You can tune in on the live recordings. And yeah, anything else, Tyler? Tyler?
Cut out for me.
Okay. Anything else to add?
Well, yeah. I mean, thanks for watching, really, and I hope you had a great day. Hope you have a great day, I should say. And we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, thank you guys. Like, subscribe. Feel free to comment. We got our first comment last week, so yeah. All right, thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye. Okay.